right, let's check out Rotten Tomatoes and check out Velma. Is it his? There it is. Oh my god, there it is. So let me go ahead and uh share screen really quick. All right, so if the fact that you have 19 critics and saying that and is giving it 53, that means that this show is absolutely garbage, right? You have 7% from audience score, which have about 2,700 reviews, right? Let's go to top critic, 7 rated rotten, 6 rated fresh, all critics. So it's pretty damn bad. So if you go to it, yeah, in Entertainment Weekly, which is relatively left leaning in entertainment, and you have right, so you have that, and you have the Wrap, and you have CNN as well. So it's like, and Variety, Mashables, like all of these woke like or left leaning, just like pro woke stuff. Like even saying that it's even if they're saying it's bad, that means it's pretty damn bad in my opinion. But man, let's go ahead and dive right into it, dude. Man, how what was your initial thought and impressions on the first episode?
Already, it thought in the very first scene they were already attacking people. Like let me see, where's my notes? Okay, yeah. First, one of the first sentences of Vilma is, "This is not a story about tall, handsome boys struggling, even though because they've been given more power." That's all. That's one of the very first sentences. Or this is not about hot girls going crazy, and this is not about Fred and his weird sex van. So it's already setting the tone that, yeah, we're gonna keep attacking the old fan base. Like, who even think? I mean, back when I was watching Scooby Doo, back when I
Mhm,
was in grade 1 or grade 2, elementary, like I didn't even think of them in this way. Not even in the slightest. Like, I didn't think Fred was a weird masculine moron or alpha male. And
mhm,
yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of kids trying to solve a mystery, like trying to solve the culprit behind, like, if a missing item of interest of value is missing, or somebody goes missing, or somebody gets murdered. I don't even remember someone getting murdered. It's just usually
mhm.
something gets stolen or something goes missing. So I don't know where this is coming from. It's like we're we're I don't know. It feels like it's the impression of the writers. Like, this entire series is dedicated for the writers themselves and literally no one else. It's like, I'm sure old fans don't think Scooby Doo that way. It's like, and I don't, and this is an IP that's so dates back that I don't think the new generation even knows what Scooby Doo is or has even watched old Scooby Doo's.
Mhm.
So yeah, already you're attacking the remaining fan, or what's left of the old fan base, and they definitely cannot relate with already from the start. And it already then at the start, the very one of the very first scenes after that prologue is apparently two cockroaches mating. That
Wait,
was that's,
it's just like, it's what's it called again? I do believe it was like Velma. It's like, oh, I hate this school, is gross or whatever. I hate this school. And then you see two cockroaches comes out of the wall and he starts having sex. It's like, okay, so so it's just like it's funny is because like the comedy that comes out of it, since this is supposed to be for like young adults, right? Because there's blood, there is I would say like PG-13 type of dialogue and language, and it's basically like almost adult nudity, but you're just covering like the penis and the nipples, right? It's basically because the first scene is basically all the girls having they're inside the girls locker room showering,
Mhm.
and like the only thing that are covers are basically the the parts are usually censored in like TV. So you already have the you already have that, right? Just moving forward, but the sort of comedy that comes out of it, it's like of an it's like of a fourth grader. It's like a third grader, like a 10-year-old, and it's like, oh, what do little kids like? It's sort of like it feels like the writers and and the people who are in charge of the story and the jokes and stuff like that. I feel like they're like, what do kids like? And they're so detached from what actual like kids in high school actually talk about. They're like, well, what do little kids find funny? And they just put that shit in there. And the first like you said, the first cockroach thing having sex. Oh, what would be funny? Two bugs having sex. That would be really funny, right? It's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and all yeah, in that shower scenes, like it's a bunch of females students like validating each other's like they were even trolling not actual people. They're even trolling us as critics. Like the only thing that makes a series good is actual good storytelling. They were kind of even trolling in that aspect.
Mhm.
There was conversation between Daphne and I think Krista. Krista, right? Right? Yeah, and I find it kind of strange that they're kind of promoting violence here. Like Daphne was suddenly put her on the floor, trying to push her on the water. What? Like
Yeah.
she's
So the reason why I'm not sure if you got this, but like the reason is it the reason why Velma sort of like broke into the female. Well, she didn't have to break into, but like she went into the females' locker room to try to like beat up Velma was because she was sad that they're no longer friends or something. Oh, you're so pretty, and we used to be friends, so I'm gonna beat you up for it,
yeah,
right? Like she came in with like a crowbar, right?
yeah, exactly. It's like how is that acceptable behavior by any stretch of the imagination? And they're all just like chill about it when Vilma reveals
Yeah,
herself. It's
yeah,
I don't
it's
know. Already I got something was really off already at those two moments in times. Like how is this okay? How is this okay? Like hitting Daphne like that? That would have cost probably. Well, they make it seem like Daphne just got swept away, but if someone actually got hit by that thing, it'll cause really what do you call this? Potentially major injuries, right? So they're
yeah.
like kind of promoting violence here. Like it's an acceptable thing.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they are trying to what they are trying to like who is the show for, right?
Hmm.
And I don't think it's for and like you mentioned, I don't think it's for any of the previous fans. You know, uh it's it's more for like people who who are just mad that at it's like, oh, you're gonna get mad at this TV show. It's more for people who wants the fans of it to get mad. It's I think it's more for people like who wants the show to be what it is, and it's like if you don't like it, then and if you don't like the change, what we're changing up about it, then you you shouldn't watch it. It's like that type of people. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and for me, it's yeah, you're right there, but it's even worse for me. It's for me, it's not even that. It's yeah, it's meant to they know that people are gonna get old time fans are gonna get upset. But this one is it's not because they changed direction radically or they wanted a new approach. It's like it's
Hmm.
literally just to attack them.
Hmm.
That's what I feel like. It's literally just to brazenly mock people, mock the old fans. It's brazenly doing that. Not because it's not even like Rings of Power where they really just wanted a different direction where
Hmm.
even though the backlash was hostile, it's like they wanted a different approach, even though for the worst, right? Even though it's for the worst. This one
Hmm.
feels like they're really blatantly just wanna they're doing it for the sake of frustrating or upsetting the old fan base. That's what I feel like they're doing.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, Scooby Doo was created by Hanna Barbera 54 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they before that they were working on Tom and Jerry, and Tom and Jerry is one of my all time favorite animated shows of all time, especially the
Mm-hmm.
ones that came out in the Fred Quimby era, which is in the 50s. So after that, I believe after Hanna Barbera sort of like they weren't able to work with MGM anymore. Like sort of they started their own studio called Hanna Barbera Studios, and that's where they did like Flintstones, and of course Scooby Doo was amongst one of them. And the thing is that if you didn't know my background, I originally wanted to get into animation, right? So when I was in college and I was given the opportunity to do an intern at a small studio, I found out that the I found out that the creator, or at least what's it called again? The creative director and the senior character designer were people who actually worked directly under Hanna-Barbera. So
Oh.
the David Feast, which is which is one of the first people I was able to work with in when I was in the industry. He's a creative Cow and Chicken.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah.
yeah, he's a creative Cow and Chicken, and Mark Perry, who's an amazing character designer. He was basically a character designer who worked alongside both David on Cow and Chicken. But I remember David Feast telling me that how he actually got his job at Hanna-Barbera Studios was he just basically really loved drawing. It's sort of like back in the day where you can just walk into a studio, show them your stuff, and if they like you, they just hire you on the spot. So he was 17, and this was back in North Hollywood, it's literally across the street from Universal Studios Hollywood. And there's a building right now. It's an LA Fitness, but back then when Hanna-Barbera was a studio, that location is where the studio is located. So he would walk in. He walked in one day, had his like a bunch of drawings that he did when he was a kid. He was 17. He showed it to Hanna-Barbera, and they were old dudes at that time because this was like in the 80s, like early 80s, and showed his work to them, and they hired him on as an intern, and then it's sort of like HMB sort of took him under their wing, taught him how to like design characters, and then he became a creative director at Cartoon Network down the road. But it's like the thing is that they revered Hanna-Barbera. They loved them. It's just like they're just legends of the time. It's just like Titan and Marvels of the industry. When you hear Hanna-Barbera, you're like, oh yeah, I know who they are. Like they did so much stuff, right? And Scooby-Doo was amongst one of them that got really popular. There are specific things and ways they wrote the character. I remember hearing a story about I forgot her name, but the original voice actor for Velma. So the whole trope of Velma dropping her glasses, that, oh, I can't see with my glasses.
Yes.
That was actually an something they added it in sort of last minute, is because the person who voiced her actually wore glasses, and when she was in the voice booth for the first time, she looked down, her glasses fell, and she
Oh,
said,
I
"I
see.
dropped my
Okay.
glasses. Where's my glasses? I can't see with my glasses." And then HMB was like, "That's actually really funny. Let's actually put that shit in there." So that sort of became a thing. Now, I'm gonna sort of jump forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Velma is not even, she doesn't even need glasses.
Mhm.
Because when she was young, later on there's a scene was when she was young, she never had any glasses, and the thing is that the glasses that she wore are her mom's glasses. So her mom somehow she's disappeared. So she finds the glasses and she puts it on, and then you can even see that she sort of adjusts her eyes to it, and maybe along the way she just continue wearing it because that's because she misses her mom, and that's the reason why she has the glasses. So the fact that the glasses is not like even a thing anymore, it's just her character design is just extremely just stupid writing, and they're just changing things up just to piss people off. And I have a feeling they did this purposely. Everything they did is like especially you see that girl on the bottom. It's like, oh, at this time, that at a team rom com or dramedy or something like that, something that you watch on the CW, they'll be kissing right now. They'll be kissing, and knowing, of course, this is gonna like jump way ahead. Knowing that Velma, they made Velma a lesbian. The case in point, that's what happens to her later on. Which is sort of like, okay, what? And oh man, it's such a shit show. It pisses me off as a person who loves Hanna-Barbera stuff, and as an animator, as a person who works in the creative industry, who knows people who worked with H&B. It just really pisses me off. You're literally just crapping on Hanna-Barbera's legacy right now, and it's sort of like you don't fucking care. And I was talking to my wife earlier today. I was like, if I was gonna rank the 3 shittiest shows that I watched in the past 3 to 4 months, the first one, like in order of which one's the shittiest one from 3 to 1, number 3 was actually The Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I actually think that Rings of Power, even though they are trying to like what they doing is not working. What they did is not working, but they're just sticking to their guns, putting characters in there, identity politics stuff, making Galadriel unlikable. But the thing is that you can tell they're trying to do something different, even though it's not working. Even though it's shitty, it's not working. At least you know it's not as bad as the following one, which is number 2, Witcher Blood Origin. That show was just bad. Overall bad. Could it have been a little bit better if what's it called again? The show had maybe an additional 4 more episodes. Maybe. We're not sure. But it's just 4 episodes. None of the characters you really grew attached to. None of the characters you actually really like. Michelle Yeoh, even though I like her character the most, she was relatively like whatever, and it's a lot of just terrible writing. Everything was rushed. I don't care about anyone. I just feel like the characters were the characters actually made up for the show, or were they? Do you know if they were actually like we do know some characters that are actually in the Witcher games, but are the characters like the Lark, are they all actually a part of the series? Like are they part of the game?
I wouldn't know because I didn't read the books, but my gut is telling me that they are. My gut is telling me that they're made up.
Yeah. So, and then this show is actually the worst one out of all of them. Like this one is like you're purposely crapping on the fans. You're purposely, you're doing it,
Exactly.
and you think it's funny, right?
Yes.
But hey, how's it going? Running of Scissors, how's it going? That's we got a person in the chat. Hey, hope you're having
hello.
Good night so far. But yeah, it's this shows the worst. Like it's and we're just scratching the surface of episode 1 so far. Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.